everybody, welcome to Street Fight Radio. Glad you're here. Wednesday night, time for a street fight. It's a basement show. You were listening on podcasts or maybe on SoundCloud, wherever, but we're live streaming right now. So thanks for being here. If you're watching on YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, or Facebook, now you get to see the faces behind the ignorant thoughts. This is Street Fight Radio, the #1 anarcho-comedy radio show on any station across the nation. We've been doing it out of the heart of Ohio here in Columbus for 8 years now. You can find us every single Sunday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, taking your calls on 92.7 or 98.3. That's WCRS in Columbus, Ohio is the place to listen. Or at WCRSFM.org, you can get the stream. Or watch us. We do a live stream. You can watch it on YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, all the other places we mentioned. So we're happy that we are getting more people that are tuning in, watching, chatting, joining in on the conversation. Street Fight Group is doing wonderful. Everything is getting closer to a total dismantlement of the ruling class and all hierarchies, just like we planned. We will keep doing the show until we are at peace with the way things are, so it's probably going to take a while. Thanks for being here. If you want to support us, please get on Patreon. We just did the Undercover Business Tyrant episode. That is basically where Brian and I watch an episode of Undercover Boss, and then you can hear us talking shit at the people. Today we did... I already forgot it. We did the guy that runs Ryan's Steakhouse and Old Country Buffet, and what else?
Hometown Buffet?
Hometown Buffet.
Yeah, saw those places. Buffets Inc.
Buffets Inc. was the name of his company, and we watched him get bullied out of the job and actually quit. And also, he gave away some life-changing amount of money, so it was ups and downs.
I mean, it's still downs. In that, like, you know, they hand up all that money to 4 people.
Right.
You know, there's more people that could use money in that organization.
Everybody still is getting paid shit.
Yeah.
You know?
They didn't raise the bottom level wage to a normal amount, a good amount, a living wage or anything.
Right.
So, how you doing, man?
Pretty good.
We're recording this the night before Thanksgiving.
Right.
Turkey Day. Gonna go argue with the family, right?
Yep.
Is that what we do? Is that what you're supposed to do?
Flip the table if you have to.
So by this time next week, I will have not argued with anybody because Brett and I have like a real lucky thing, and there's not many benefits to being a podcaster for a living. You know what are the benefits? Free drugs a lot of times. You get to go to a lot of free shows.
Right.
Get paid to just bullshit on the radio and say whatever you want.
Right. That's a lot of bonuses.
Right. But no health insurance.
That sucks.
And but people don't bother you about politics on the holidays. Because they don't want to talk about it with you. They just don't want to even deal with you. You know? So, I mean, my father-in-law I'm not seeing for Thanksgiving because I'm busy. We have a show in Cleveland this weekend, and I don't have to deal with him this week. And, you know, if I get into an argument, it'll be with a liberal, and those are not as easy as conservatives to take. You know what's better about arguing? Let's talk about this a little bit. Would you rather you have to argue? Right. You're not able to slink out of this thing. There's going to be a fight. You're going to fight with this person. Would you rather argue with a lib or a conservative? I have my answer.
I think that I do have an issue with getting too riled up and too passionate with conservatives because it's just very frustrating to hear how like angry or mean or cruel or rude, whatever it is they're saying.
Yes.
But also when you're just splitting hairs with somebody that you generally like, you know, you're splitting hairs with somebody that at least isn't like calling for genocides of people and shit. Mm-hmm. It just feels like, why am I even doing this? Like, I just feel uncomfortable. Like, you know what? You're right. I don't. Whatever. Sure.
You're going to hurt somebody's feelings,
right?
Too.
That's true.
That's the issue.
Now they feel bad, and they know that they think that I'm always judging them because they won't say Palestine or something.
Right. With conservatives, I feel like I can blow that relationship up. Not necessarily, you know, like I'm not necessarily going to blow up a relationship with a conservative, but I'm not as afraid of blowing that relationship up. I can be aggressive with them.
Yeah.
Because their whole thing is that there are no safe spaces.
Right.
They're like, so I can go at them as hard as I want to.
Right.
When I'm arguing with a liberal, I am just as mad at them a lot of times. You know? I mean, because like we're really the difference between liberalism and conservatism is the excuses they have for doing bad things.
Yeah, or for not being involved. I think that for the thing that bugs me is that I don't like people that think that their politics is just the voting that they do, or like who they rah-rah on the internet or buy t-shirts and support. It's like, we're in a very serious time right now, and you need to be in a much more serious mindset about the world.
But I've always found that the arguments with I'm 100%, I'll argue with a conservative all day. Because like I said, I can yell at them, I can cuss at them, I can act as insane as I want with them, because they're going to be more crazy than I am. Every time. They just are. They get so mad. They're winning in a way. In the world that we live in now, they're kind of winning. And they just kind of see me as a sore loser, I guess, in a way. But with a liberal...
Mine are squirrely, though. I have to say mine are squirrely in that they'll take the long way around, they'll take the long way around to prove that they're not as cruel or mean or angry or that, you know, that kind of stuff. Like, it's just, you get dragged in further into their thing, because then they want to clarify, and then it's just like, it doesn't work still. Yeah. You know, it still doesn't work, you know.
Yeah, you have like a low tolerance for like, you have a lower tolerance than I do for like asking probing questions and getting bad faith answers, where with me it's like, I'll just keep asking.
Yeah, you'll just be like, oh yeah, that's what you think, really? Yeah, you just keep going.
I'll just keep asking if it's bad faith. But with liberals, I find that I do this really weird fucking thing, dude, where like they say something that we're both supposed to agree on, and I go like this.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
It's a lot of like what a lot of a conversation or argument with a liberal is me going.
I remember we were going down the street and someone was talking about giving money to the ACLU that we were with, and you were like, they could also use your money to protect the Nazis' rights too. They do a lot of that with your money. Yeah. Just like a bomb's about to go off, basically. It's like the sound before an explosion happens, like incoming.
You're trying to tell them I like you.
Yeah,
that's my way of saying I really like you. I love you. But what you're doing, like, oh, you know, I donate to NPR because I want unbiased news, and you're like,
yeah.
But they let the dumbest people in the world on there.
Yeah, they treat anybody, and they always want to show the other side of the story. They spend so much time finding the most crackpot side of the story and giving it airtime.
Yeah. And you're just like, look, with me, and it's always like, I'm not trying to tell you to... I am not telling you to do something different. That is a thing that is probably people don't get about me when I talk to them, because like a lot of things I say, I guess come off as like, I like to kind of say, we need to do things differently.
Yeah.
And I mean we. I mean me and you and everybody else. I don't just mean you.
Right.
But when I say that to you, you think I mean just you.
Yeah, like
not you personally,
right.
Brett, but people that you're talking to. You know, they think you just mean you.
Yeah, and
they're like, you think you're doing everything perfect. And it's like, the shitty thing about Brett and I is we run in the same friend group, too. And we host a show together, and we do have a lot of the same politics. And at times it feels like people think we're ganging up on them, too.
Yeah, the other thing, too, is I always do say what I think, and I'm just, like, straightforward about that. Like, one thing about being raised an arrogant hillbilly is that, like, I don't feel any shame about what I believe or think or why I do stuff. And so that turns into like a thing, and then it's people go on the defensive. It feels like now we are combating. Like, oh, who you think that? Well, I disagree. It's like, well, we can agree to disagree, which I don't like that saying. But I would rather just talk about this thing. And, you know, I'm going to say stuff that will immediately shock you, make you feel bad. You don't have to do anything about it right now, and I'm not holding you accountable. I'm just letting you know that there's like thousands of other smart people out there that did a little bit more thinking about this topic than, you know, than what you see on the news, than what you see on MSNBC and stuff. You know?
We had an interesting...
There's like real, you know, there's real books about like feminism and shit. It's not just like a meme thing that you do on Instagram.
Right. We went out to the country like last week, and we got into a conversation about Nazis, and me and Brett were just sort of like, well, I don't really care if they get killed. Basically that was the thing. It wasn't like kill Nazis.
Right.
It was, if a Nazi gets killed, then I'm not going to shed any tears over it. Your wife seemed very shocked with that sort of sentiment.
Yeah.
Like, as in, like, she thought we were saying, like, Nazis can't be changed and we just have to kill them all. Well,
I don't know. Yeah.
But like, it was really, the conversation really had more to do with, like, I think it was talking about a drunk driver.
Yeah.
That hit a Nazi, and me and you were both like, well, you were
right.
I mean, I guess that's a
drunk driving can
lining.
Be good. Yeah.
I guess there's a silver lining there, you know?
Yeah.
And like, and I think it's shocking. You're right. Like, some of the things that some left opinions can be fairly shocking. Like telling somebody, I mean, even telling somebody that the Supreme Court, we should just get rid of the fucking thing.
Or like a DEA.
Yeah, or ICE.
Yeah.
I saw somebody today.
Abolish ICE definitely is an outrageous opinion at most Thanksgiving dinner tables. Yeah. Well, we need somebody to do something about what? About who?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
You don't fucking know.
Yeah. You don't know what the problem is.
Yeah.
They don't, it's all anecdotal.
Right.
It's all the same. Like, they'll be like, what about these? Because they're like, I guess to them, undocumented worker crime counts as times 10.
Sure.
To white American or American.
Right. It's
crime.
like a bonus multiplier.
Yeah, because
he did it while he was here illegally.
Yeah. Yeah. He shouldn't even been here. It's like, yeah.
Right.
Because that really is how they feel. Because they'll tell you specific crimes, and it's like, well, but I could fucking go right now and search Google News for rape and find 5 white guys that did it.
Yeah.
This week.
Right.
That's not a thing. You know, it's like, it doesn't multiply because this is a person that you just don't want here. This isn't yours. You don't get to have this.
Yeah.
That's what the problem.
They don't like that, and they don't. I mean, they are pretty turned off by the tear down America stuff too. I don't think that's usually welcomed with open arms.
Right. You start thinking about, like, I know the first thing I saw on the internet when I was able to get back online out of the woods was a rap about "Please Don't Die," Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I was like, ew. Like, this is what we're up to.
That's all we can get.
We're all depending on a 90-year-old woman, like, who just fell and broke her hip, not dying, to just keep some semblance of a chance of having a Supreme Court that's not just going to vote to have us all killed.
Yeah. Well, and like arguing about the police, it's like, we have to talk about getting rid of the police. Like, I understand you're all afraid, and maybe we worry about what comes out at the other end, as long as we work on bringing down the level of policing we have now to almost zero, because the whole thing it can't be reformed, you know?
Well, it's not what's the word? Like, it's not within, like, the liberal thing to have a conversation about rethinking policing.
Right.
It's about directing that policing. It's about directing the bad policing in a way that's good. And it's like, no, just, we need to rethink how the bad policing has to go away. It's not positive, it's bad. Or like, you start talking about the drug war, like, it's still shocking to me that at the Thanksgiving dinner table, at the Christmas dinner table, if you say, I think the drug war should just be over, that's like a controversial statement, especially in Ohio, where it's like a lot of people have come in contact with the opiate crisis. A lot of people have come in contact with the carceral state over drugs and shit like that. Like, I know why people are mad about, like, I know why people have the kill your heroin dealer. Because America is a place where we don't use our anger correctly. We don't know how to do it. We all are this way. I'm this way too.
It's patriarchy.
Like, yeah, because there's times where I need to direct my anger, and I direct it at the wrong person too. I get mad at cashiers too, dude.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I get mad at the people working at I get mad at working class folks all the time. It's not, I don't want to, and I want to understand where they're coming from, but I also am not perfect, and I'm not good at directing my anger.
Yeah.
And I'm consciously trying to direct my anger. A lot of people are not doing that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of people that are constantly mad all the fucking time.
Yeah, and they're not directing it at anybody in a useful way.
No.
Like, I mean, and it's even like the way that things are, so many people don't even have the thought in their mind to maybe try to alleviate some of their anger either. Like,
to the grave.
Yeah.
Everybody I know is doing it to the grave.
Yeah.
They're going to be gritting their fucking teeth and just thinking that, like, you know, that the whole world has fallen apart because, you know, we weren't Christian enough or you didn't love the flag enough, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's weird.
We didn't do democracy hard enough. People didn't vote enough, you know?
Yeah. People are very mad about the voting thing. That to me is like a really difficult kind of that's a difficult thing to deal with. It's the people who like think that they got let down by voters. I mean, we saw after this election, we saw one liberal yelling at Texas because if these people who voted libertarian had voted for Beto O'Rourke, then he would have won. And it's like, why would a libertarian vote for a Democrat? Like, why would they do that? They don't, like, believe in the same thing. They do the same thing with Jill Stein all the time. And it's like, look, I wouldn't vote for Jill Stein, but I'm going to tell you, I mean, she's a little flaky hippie. I mean, it can't be worse than Donald Trump as president.
I like her. She'd be cool. She would be cool.
I wouldn't vote for Jill Stein, but, like, the people voting for her aren't a shoo-in for the Democrats if she didn't exist.
Right.
You know, you don't get to claim people that didn't vote for you. You don't get to say, like, these people that didn't vote, if they had just gone and voted, the Democrats would have won. How the fuck you know that? Who knows? Who knows who they were going to vote for? I don't like voting for Democrats. I fucking hate it.
Well, I promise I will fight tomorrow. I'm not going to go crazy, but I'm going to push back, and I'm going to do my best. Because, like we always say, the thing is you can't lose your cool because people don't give a fuck about what the conversation is about. They care about who stomped out of the room angrily and made it awkward.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's...
And smile. Just always, whenever you're, like, lost in the fucking weeds, just remember to pin your fucking corners of your mouth back and just, like, remain in a fucking calm state.
Well, I know the people that you would be, well, some of them. And there are some that are unreasonable, but some of the people...
It's so tiresome.
Some of the people...
Like 45 minutes sometimes those things just drag on.
Right, but some of the people you could do a lot of work with just questions.
Questions. Just peppering them with, like, inquisitive questions.
Because I know that a conservative person in the family that you're going to visit, I had a conversation with that person about Common Core. And he probably doesn't agree with me still. But, like, at least I got my piece out there. And nobody was mad. Everybody was fine. It was a gentlemanly conversation.
Right.
And I just walked away. And I just said, you know, this is what I said. I said, when we were kids, they taught us to just do things. And to memorize things. They're teaching kids how to learn now. And that, when they start talking about Common Core history, it's like, I understand that they're coming away with things that you don't agree with, but they've come away with that by thinking about those things.
Yeah.
Like, they spent time thinking and formulating an actual opinion and weren't given that opinion. I was given the opinion.
Yeah.
You know?
We were just handed down something to memorize and then repeat when we were asked.
Yeah.
And they're learning how information works together and how it can be controlled and changed.
Or just even, having a conversation with somebody, dude, is like, your mind can change. Your mind can change after you read an accounting of something that happens. You know, a lot of these kids that come out of school more liberal or more open to left ideas, the reason they do, I've been looking at what my daughter reads in a lot of courses and stuff, and it's like she reads like books about orphans and books about slavery and books like these personal narrations of things
for school,
yeah, and Raisin in the Sun, and,
yeah, I remember those,
and just these things that are like, yeah, okay, like they're gonna come out, they will probably come out with empathy because they've seen what it's like to be a person,
right,
an oppressed person, and that's great. That's what you want people to come out as. These conservatives, a lot of them have never read anything from an oppressed person. They have never read another side, another person's idea of what the world looks like. And when they do, oftentimes, like when they read like something like if they read like The Soul of Black Men Under Capitalism, I think is what it's, I don't know. But if they read something like that, they just think it's somebody whining because they can't possibly imagine that other people have a different view of what the world looks like, you know?
Right.
And that's sad to me because it's like that's what changed me. It was just other people's perspectives changed the way that I looked at the world. And maybe it turned me to a leftist. I don't even know if it did that, though. I think my instinct was to just kind of take care of everybody. But, like, I could see coming out on the other end of that and maybe being conservative and just thinking, like, well, capitalism fixed these people's problems. They can still come out on the other end thinking that. They just don't because it won't.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, it just, I'm always interested in like, I don't want people to go to their Thanksgiving dinner and flip the table over or stomp out of the room. But asking probing questions can make all the difference in the world and maybe help you understand what's going on in their mind. Because that is a problem that we don't deal with enough.
Yeah.
And maybe it's fucking empty, dude. Maybe it's the empty-minded. Maybe your cousin that's wearing a Monster Energy drink leather jacket has like really dumb ideas in their mind, but maybe your perspective can shed some light on things that they don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and there might be something that they can teach you about something not related to politics because that ruins their brain. But I give this advice every single year too. Is also one of the easiest ways to keep your head above water is just to talk about yourself. Say, I feel this way because I've had this experience. I studied this. I look at it this way. Once you start telling people how they think, they just immediately are like, oh, what does this fucking person know? You can't tell them you are cruel, you're this, you're that. And that's why the questions do ask, like, so when people get cut off welfare, what do you expect to happen for kids that go hungry? You know, just ask that question.
Next? Yeah, you just.
I see it as like they need more welfare, but you disagree. What do you think would be better? You know?
Yeah, what should happen with those kids?
Right.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Like, a lot of people don't follow some of their beliefs to the logical conclusion anyway.
It's true. They have no idea what it actually means to say some of that stuff, even though it seems like you would make a statement like, you know, kick them off the rolls or something. And then you're like, well, what about hungry kids, you know?
Right.
What about kids I knew? You know, remember there was a kid in my class that was like this or that, you know?
Well, I guess I can talk about this thing that I saw earlier this week on Twitter. Some kid that's not a kid, but somebody that's 18 or 19 posted a thing. 18, maybe 20?
Okay,
I don't know.
Okay.
They posted a thing that said, I did not know that back in the early 2000s, they changed the name of French fries to Freedom Fries in the cafeteria. And like I
forgot about that. Yeah, that was...
yeah, but people that were 2 or 3 at that time,
had
4,
no idea. Yeah.
They had no fucking idea, and they're adults now?
Yeah.
That says a lot about what our mindset was at that time.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been thinking about other things, because like when you ask how we ended up in Iraq, it's like, I want to send you the list of songs that Clear Channel wouldn't let them play on the radio because of 9/11.
Yeah, Rocky Mountain High by John Denver.
Yeah. Just songs with the word fly in them, or airplane, or bodies. Right. Or like yeah, that list of songs was crazy, right? And like people were just with it. Really, there were leftists yelling, but you didn't hear that voice ever. That never came out.
It says all songs by Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, they didn't play them for years after 9/11. Clear Channel just banned everything. They didn't want anything non-patriotic on there.
The Bengals walk like an Egyptian?
Egyptian.
Oh, vague references to the Middle East.
Yeah. And people don't know how wacky the world was at that time. That was such a different time than it is now.
Yeah, they were like, shut it down, shut it down. Louis Armstrong, what a wonderful world.
Yeah. And I think to myself,
yeah,
what a wonderful world.
Radio, why would you play that song? It's not a wonderful world right now.
Have you seen 9/11? Did you watch that
what?
video?
Why would you play that?
Yeah, it was
John
just such a
Lennon
weird time.
Imagine. That's a good one though, right?
Because it was anti-war. There were a lot of songs that they just didn't want because they were anti-war.
Anti-patriotic.
That's fucking crazy. And I at that time was very conservative. And do you want to know why I was pretty conservative at that time? Want to know why my politics fucking sucked? Because I didn't know where to fucking look for anything else.
Yeah.
And I got what was there. And it seemed reasonable to me not to play Rage Against the Machine. We're trying to come together as a nation right now.
Sure.
You know?
We don't need them hooting and hollering about how the KKK are the police and shit.
We don't need the Dixie Chicks going over to London and talking bad about our president we're rallying behind right now.
Yeah.
I know that sounds so stupid to people, but I don't know what it was about that specific thing, because a lot of bad shit has happened since then, but that changed everything. That set the clock back. And there's a lot of people now that you're going to go argue with on Thanksgiving and on Christmas and these holidays, that their mind is still there. That is the defining moment of their life. That was a very defining moment for them. That was a moment, it was just, I remember this. Everything changed that day. Things were way different before that, and now we have to have because they would say, like, they said never forget, because they said we lived in a new world where we had to be more aggressive. And that's the way that we thought. So, you know, we're just trying to get even some semblance of, like, you know, the FBI is still chasing down Muslims instead of white supremacists.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Their money is being directed towards that.
Yeah.
100%.
All that stuff's still happening. Like, all the stuff that the left was marching against, a lot smarter people than me at the time. Brett was smarter. Brett vandalized a billboard, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah. What was it?
I made a big giant poster that said no blood for oil.
You fucking ruled,
and I climbed the old Blockbuster and hung it up on a billboard. Yeah.
If we had met each other 5 years earlier, we'd have been mortal enemies.
You think so?
Oh my god.
I have you would have just been an asshole.
I have like a vivid memory of being in my apartment. I had a 1-bedroom apartment in Reynoldsburg, Ohio, in 2003, when they were about to do, I believe, shock and awe. And I remember sitting down with my wife and saying, you know, I don't like that there's going to be some civilian casualties here. And I don't like that, but this is something we have to do.
That's disgusting.
I know. I think about it all the time.
Sure.
When war comes up now, because I'm like, I was just thinking, like, it's okay that a certain amount of people die so that I am comfortable.
Right.
And
so that I get a big truck.
Yeah, and we're like having these conversations about like why it has to happen. And like when I think about it now, I'm like, I didn't even have any good reasons for why war had to happen. There was no reason for us to do that. And I wasn't giving good reasons other than, you know, 9/11 happened, so we gotta kill a bunch of people.
Yeah, I remember talking to somebody one time when the banks melted down, and I was like, Dad, and I just gave it up. I was like, you gotta know this is like a fucking sham, dude. Like, it's just like they're screwing us all, man. It's over. And he's like, well, you know, Hank Paulson, he's the guy that knows. He's the guy that knows how to handle these things, and he says we have to do this or that. And, like, just totally bought into this bailout of the fucking banks when it was like, dude, you've been pitching me your whole life to me that if you fuck up, that's on you, right? You've been picking personal responsibility every fucking day of my life.
Yeah.
And these fuckers go and screw all the banks, dude. Let them fucking burn, man. Yep. What do you? How are you now? I was just like so pissed about people that about that shit.
Yeah, I agree. There was a lot of that too. Well,
the funny thing about the graffiti thing was I did it with my buddy who was way more in shape than me, and so I couldn't even. We went to this Waffle House billboard, and climbed it, but I couldn't climb all the way to the top because I couldn't do a pull up, and it's stuck in my mind forever, and that is why I still stick to working out, because I'm remembering that time that I couldn't do anti-war graffiti, and I was just literally pulling with all my might.
So you're always preaching fitness for the revolution.
Yeah.
And that probably is the exact moment in your life that made you think we can't win this thing if we can't do a pull up.
Yeah. You can't eat fast food hamburgers all day. Yeah. And that actually can I bring this up now?
Yeah.
So I wanted to mention this because they did a fundraiser a few months ago and they're still accepting money, but there's this really cool place in Chicago called the Haymaker Gym, and it's like a pay what you want gym. People go there absolutely free. Weight room. It's it's an Antifa type bullshit. I don't know. They're comrades.
Antifa type bullshit.
Yeah, they they teach self-defense, martial arts, fitness classes. They're friendly to everybody. Open their doors, and they just need money to pay the rent. And I think that if you have some extra money, and especially if you're got your workout game going strong and you want to help some other people, I would think signing up for their Patreon is even a good idea. I just did that for $10 a month, because I now have a trainer that I work with that I found a pretty good deal on, and I'm paying $80 a month to go work out with this guy once a week, and it is just the best way to stay in shape, dude. Having another person to consult, I don't have to, I'm not up all night looking at my computer, looking at Reddit, looking at Twitter, looking at Instagram, trying to hack Pinterest to tell me what I'm supposed to do. It's like just having a fucking consultant, and having people to work out with is a great community. So I really appreciate what they do. I would love to see it catch on, because more people need this, I think, in their life.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes it easier. It is such a rich person's thing. I mean, it's so much easier when you have the money to pay someone to tell you what to eat and when to work out and how to do it,
Yeah, I agree. We need more of that. That's for sure. Yeah. All right. Well,
you're such an asshole. You were reading your phone the whole time, and then
I'm sorry. We do need people to train. I thought you were doing a thing, so I didn't want to cut in.
It's not no, I was talking about it.
I'm sorry. Yes,
it's
I
fine.
agree. I'm sorry. Now I feel bad, I wasn't paying attention. I was just looking at my phone because I needed to see what I was going to do next.
Okay.
The thing I do.
Sure.
The next thing.
Sure.
I shouldn't have.
It's fine.
All right, we got a couple things to get. I was also looking at the time, which now that you've called me on it, I had forgotten what time we were at. All right. We're good.
We're back on course.
You want to do a news story?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go, baby. Over the weekend, singing legend Jimmy Buffett campaigned for Florida's big governor race, supporting Democrat Andrew Gillum, and even tweaked the lyrics to his song Come Monday to make his point. At the Get Out the Vote rally in West Palm Beach, not far from Trump's Mar-a-Lago, the crooner sang, "Come Tuesday, things will change. Come Tuesday, we're making a change. It's been 2 insane years. Time to really switch gears." I don't know how the song goes, so I just...
No, it sounded right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's La Bamba.
Buffett 71 didn't stop with his Trump diss. While singing what is arguably his most famous song, Margaritaville, Buffett also called out current Governor Rick Scott, a Republican, for being at the root of the state's environmental issues. "Some people say there's a red tide to blame, but I know that's Rick Scott's fault." Yes. "Some people say that there's a red time to blame, but I said Boop, 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 boop. It's all Rick Scott's fault. Boop, 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 boop. No surprise.
Parrot heads are going nuts for that.
No surprise.
Yeah, man, how are we going to enjoy this beautiful sunshine? There's lots of guys with one ear pierced at that fucking concert.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say this. My father-in-law that I argued with for a number of years was a member of both the NRA and the Sierra Club.
Okay.
They care.
Right.
A little bit about...
They want keep us all nice here so I can kill whatever eats here.
Yeah. No surprise, Trump supporters did not like this. So we got some tweets.
Okay.
By Trump supporters. We love this. This is one of my favorite things about Donald Trump for president, is that celebrities hate him, and then their fans get mad, and then they boycott things.
Yeah.
it's my favorite thing.
It's over for Margaritaville.
Yeah, Margaritaville's fucking closed. Sorry, Jimmy Buffett was a loyal fan for years. Ignored the political pot shots and played them off as your gypsy soul. What? But no more. This longtime fan is done. It's been a lovely cruise.
Holy moly, that sounds like quite the
P-Dog 999. He called him a gypsy. That's not, you don't say that word. That's a word we don't say. Okay? Come on. Dr. Gina. Real Dr. Gina. Aw, Jimmy Buffett. So disappointing. So many of your fans relate to the blue-collar billionaire president who has his raised job numbers and wages and set record low unemployment so they can afford vacations you sing about. Sad. I loved your music.
Yeah. This fucking idiot doesn't even know when a tax break's helping out his own damn career.
Yeah. The blue-collar billionaire.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to call him blue collar. He's the softest baby. He's got the softest baby hands.
Yeah.
He's not blue collar. I don't even get to call myself blue collar, and I've worked all the blue collar jobs.
Right.
You know, but I don't do it anymore. So I don't get to call myself blue collar, and
right.
I never would do that. They call fucking Donald Trump blue collar. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know where that comes from. I mean, that's total just disconnection. That's total disconnection from reality. That's like you wake up, you have a narrative in your mind. Some scrappy young guy from New York City took it for all it was worth and became the goddamn president. Some orphan.
Yeah.
Some orphan named Donald Trump. Changed his name.
So Donald Trump, president. So here's a response to that one from Restore America. That's at Save the Republic. Oh, God. You know, when people call it a republic instead of a country,
it's a republic.
They're the bad ones you don't want to argue with.
It's not a, I know democracy sounds like Democrat, but it's actually republic, which sounds like Republican.
That if somebody says it's not actually a democracy, it's a republic, just walk out of the room. That is a walk out of the room.
Yeah, that's a don't get bothered with that hornet's nest. That's an abort mission one. That's one you can just stomp out of the room. Like, he said we live in a fucking republic.
All right.
Where's the Cavassier?
I'm gonna run out there and get another spray. Yeah.
All right, that's fine. Yep, never mind.
Here's a response.
After I thought about it, it's a republic. Yep,
yep, republic.
Bye, it's a republic. Where's that pecan log?
Here's their response. I agree. I was always a parrot head, but couldn't be more disgusted that he's just another bubble living, out of touch POS like the rest of the privileged Hollywood lowlifes.
Yeah.
He made his money from the system Trump is trying to protect, and this is how he repays America. MAGA. They're babies, dude. They're crybabies.
How dare you say he's a bad president?
Yeah.
How dare you?
I mean, he's not, Jimmy Buffett's not allowed to have a fucking opinion.
Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett is just signed over his right to have an, I'm not a Jimmy Buffett fan.
Right.
But I like him a little bit more. Now, anybody that disses Trump publicly and then makes the Trump people sad, I like them. That's like a thing where I'm like, yes, I do like you. And it's like, you can be the worst person. But it's like, just the way that they get mad and then the people that they have to gravitate toward, you know, where it's like the only concert they could go to now is like Kid Rock and fucking like the guy that was supposed to open up for ZZ Top
Right.
And like, I guess a speech by that Sheriff Clark from
Minnesota. The deplorable choir.
Diamond and Silk, I guess, could be up there.
Yeah.
They don't sing though, so they had to do stand up. Jimmy Buffett thought you were smarter than just blindly support Democrats. Don't get it. That's Jerry Norcus.
Okay, fair.
Well, I used to be a Jimmy Buffett fan. This is my favorite sentence. Favorite sentence alert for everybody. Okay. This is the best thing that they do. Way to alienate half the people buying your music, Jimmy.
It's not. It's not half the people. Most of the people that you're hanging out with, you MAGA people are hanging out with, think that he writes sinful music.
Yeah. Can I just say also about, like, Jimmy Buffett sells fucking margarita machines and crime novels. He doesn't need your money anymore. He has so much money.
Yeah, he has a vacation resort.
He has restaurants called Margaritaville Restaurant, Cheeseburger in Paradise that people go eat at. Jimmy Buffett doesn't need you. And just understand that he doesn't need you and he doesn't fucking care about you.
Right, but they're allowed to be hurt by that, right? I mean, they're allowed to express their hurt feelings.
I know, but expressing that hurt in a way makes them look bad because of the way that they carry themselves about everything else.
Sure.
You know, like a black kid gets killed in a community like Ferguson. Mike Brown gets killed. The community comes out and expresses grief, and they fucking can't believe it, and they flip out, and they lose their fucking minds, but then they get to go out and express grief when Jimmy Buffett says something that hurts their feelings.
Okay. That's right.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Do it. Hey, get your feelings out there and everything. Right. I'm just saying, you're mad because Jimmy Buffett hurt your feelings. That's what you're mad about.
Yeah. It hurts deep. I used to be a parrot head. I can't be a parrot anymore.
This is from Joe Estes. I will never feel the same about Come Monday again. And I loved that song.
He's sitting there like, well, he was writing this song about dirty Democrats. He wrote this song for Democrats. Can you believe it?
Yeah. Here's the response. Yup, me also. Libs destroy everything they touch. No more Buffett for me. I was a big fan. Sad.
Sad. I love sad.
I love sad too.
Good.
Oh, man. Well, Jimmy Buffett just lost a fan from Juanita Henry.
Okay.
I'll bet you. And another thing about these things, half these people don't listen to Jimmy Buffett. That's the other thing. Sure. Like, they don't care about Jimmy Buffett.
Right. They're like, well, yeah, I liked it once. I went 15 years ago with a friend that dragged me, and now I'm just going to say I'll never do that again.
I saw Chuds talking about boycotting T.I. one time because he did a video with the Ivanka as a stripper thing, and they were like, oh, I'm boycotting T.I. And I'm like, oh, Sure, he's real hurt about that.
What's he going to do without the Proud Boys showing up? They always show up in such strong numbers.
Well, it's like older, like, retirees and stuff. Fox like, News. You will never catch me listening to goddamn T.I.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't expect you.
No thanks, Tip.
This is Charles D. Ribot. Too bad. I used to be a real Buffett fan. No more. I expected better of Jimmy.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't think he'd be more laid back? Somebody that only wears fucking sandals is usually just pretty fucking caring.
But again, I could have been tricked into believing he was a chud in a way because of the margarita machines and just he sells everything. He's like an industry.
He's like us. If we could do it,
I guess. Yeah, you're right.
No, I can't sell cheap shit.
But we wouldn't sell.
I can't even do Teespring because they're not union made.
I know. We wouldn't sell we don't try to squeeze every penny.
Yeah, he is. You're right. He's like Gene Simmons level. Of awful.
The fact remains, Buffett's not singing a new tune. Not unlike Willie Nelson, who also shocked fans with his political preferences.
What?
This is. Yeah. Buffett has long supported Democrats and hasn't been afraid to get political, especially about the environment. In 2010, the star, born and raised on the Gulf Coast, criticized former President George W. Bush for being too cozy with the petroleum industry, which he has said had polluted the water in the Gulf, according to the the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. It was more about 8 years of bad policy before Obama got there that let this happen, said Buffett, an Obama supporter. It was Dracula running the blood bank in terms of oil and leases. And he didn't support Trump's run for president. Quite the opposite, he held a star-studded fundraiser for Hillary Clinton at his home in the Hamptons. We'll also point out that if some of Buffett's fans decide to boycott him, it won't hurt his bottom line. He's one of the wealthiest celebrities there is. According to Forbes, and he is worth $550 million as of 2016.
Wow.
So
he should...
the alienated half your fan base thing is...
Yeah.
Like, because he doesn't care. Like, when I say he doesn't care, I also mean that, like, fuck you. If you don't like it, then fuck you. If you don't like me expressing my opinion, I don't want you to be my fan. They think of everything as, like, this customer is always right financial transaction. And they don't understand that people who perform for them don't think of it like that. They can't fathom that, like, I don't fucking care if you're the customer.
Right.
How about that?
I'm doing this.
This
you
is what
what I do. I don't care what the fuck you think about what I do.
I didn't get into this so I could do customer service.
Right.
You know? All right. Let's take a look at a story that I saved.
He should play that Pina Colada song, right?
But change some of the lyrics.
Yeah.
If you like Pina, that's not him.
I know it's not, but he should play it though.
He should play it live.
Yeah, he should do a cover of that shit.
Because 50% of the people that go to that concert are expecting to hear it.
Pina Colada!
Trump supporter Hayes Katsios runs a North Carolina pool maintenance company. But she's got a side bet that she thinks might make her fabulously wealthy.
Okay.
The Iraqi dinar.
What?
The currency is nearly worthless outside of Iraq, but Katsios bought millions of dinars in April after watching a video of President Trump at a 2017 press conference. In the clip, Trump says with characteristic vagueness that all currencies will soon be on a level playing field. Okay, so I'm going to get you started right here.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to get you into this. We're going to ease you into this. So this woman owns a bunch of Iraqi money.
Sure.
Because she saw a video where Trump said all currencies are going to be on a level playing field in 2017. So this was like last year.
Right.
And first of all, Trump never knows what he's
doesn't
talking about.
Doesn't know what that means.
Yeah. He just never has any idea what he's saying. Again, we posited that maybe he doesn't know how to read because he doesn't like do a teleprompter. He kind of just stands there and talks off the top of his head.
Just blurts stuff out.
Yeah. In reality, Trump was talking about trade imbalances with China. But like other Trump supporters who have fallen into the dinar investment scam, which has existed since at least 2012, Katsios interpreted Trump's rambling statement as proof that the Iraqi dinar would soon be worth as much or even more than the dollar, making anyone who had been smart enough to buy in early a millionaire.
Why would he never make that happen? This whole system deals with like controlling people's money and shit and how much it's worth.
Yeah.
The banks, he can't. Is this part of like a QAnon like deep state thing or something? Is this like is that what he's saying?
Well, okay. I mean, no, I don't think they're QAnon people. I think they're their special thing. This article is kind of goes into a lot of this stuff.
Okay.
I love my president, and I was like, oh my God, Katsios told the Daily Beast. The purchase, Katsios said, cost her and her husband somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000.
That's a lot. That's not like $100 might be worth. Oh no.
Yeah. These motherfuckers got pallets of Iraqi dinars in their house. I want to give credit to the person who wrote this too before we get it. Will Sommer, Willsommer. I love this. I love this article. This article made a difference in my life for sure. Her and her husband somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000, counting the cut to the company that sold them the dinars. 2 of her adult children have bought millions more dinars too.
Oh no!
She
got her dumb family into it. She made her stupid kids buy it.
I know. I know.
Hey, I'll tell you what, your mama never lied to you. That dinar is going to be worth the same as $1. Is that real? Oh my God.
I'm going to get dinars for everybody for Christmas.
Oh, that's great.
Coming soon to the Street Fight store, Iraqi dinars.
Yeah, they're going to be worth a ton someday.
Like other investors in the incredibly long-shot dinar scheme, Katsios hopes that Trump and the Iraqi government will somehow revalue or in parentheses, RV, the currency, boosting its current value of less than 0.001 to $3 or $4 a piece. So that's what they're doing. I bought a couple million dinars.
Right.
Trump's gonna RV this thing because they even have like language for it. You know, Trump's gonna just RV this thing as they do sometimes. Sometimes they'll just RV money. That's the thing that they do. He's gonna RV this thing about $3 to $4 million. It's gonna be great, and I got it all for $10,000.
Oh man,
dinar promoters.
This would be cool. I mean, this would be tight though if that happened.
I mean, if it happened, yeah. If you could just, of course, if I could go buy a Rolls Royce with Iraqi dinars, I'd be happy as hell.
Right.
You know, dinar promoters have claimed that near mythical event will occur for nearly a decade. But if it does, it would theoretically make a millionaire out of anyone with the foresight to put just a few $1,000s into dinars. If it happens, it'll be awesome, and there'll be a huge party at my house, Katsios said.
Oh my God.
The rumored wealth surrounding the dinar dates back to his pre-Gulf War price, when each dinar was worth more than $3. But sanctions and years of war have pummeled its value to less than 1/10 of the U.S. penny. Unfortunately, for American investors, the long-awaited RV never seems to come.
Someday.
Someday.
Is there a company that sells them?
Yes, there are dinar dealers that will hook you up with a bunch of dinars.
Yeah,
a bunch of worthless pieces of paper.
Yeah, outside of... Where's it from?
Iraq.
Outside of Iraq.
The persistently low value has inspired warnings from state regulators and several indictments against dinar sellers accused of misleading investors about the currency's prospects. But that hasn't stopped the dinar investors from buying and counting on the much-awaited RV to make them rich. See, this is the thing. That's the thing. Now, there are people coming out and saying, don't spend any more money on this.
Right.
This is definitely not going to happen. And it just fuels them more because of this, like, conspiratorial thinking that everybody has now.
Yeah, everybody thinks they know a little bit better. Like, sure, it's like, oh, yeah, sure, that sounds like good advice. You know, you never made $1 million off of a get-rich-quick scheme. Why would I trust you?
What do you know about... I mean, and also, look, I'm dumb. And, like, maybe I'm a little more savvy now. But if somebody had come to me in 2003 and told me about this and talked about the RV, like if they would have said revalue, or they call it in economics an RV, that's going to happen, you know, and I'd have been like, oh, I'm listening.
See, but I need more than just an offhanded comment from Trump. I'm confused. I need to know what is backing this up. There has to be some sort of promise or more like evidence that we're close for them to keep selling it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't know. It's just absurd.
Dinar holders regularly tweet at Trump and various Iraqi government Twitter accounts demanding to know when they'll finally enact the RV that will let the money flow in. The dinar scam has become particularly Trump-centric since 2015 over rumors that Trump has personally invested in the dinar.
Oh, so there is more backstory. The other thing I'm thinking is that this is going to happen in a lot of different weird ways being online because of Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin was something that was $1 and then it became $1,000.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. You're right. Like, because there's times where I look at Bitcoin and I'm like, fuck, why didn't I buy that?
Yeah.
And cash out at the right time, which I wouldn't have done because I just keep letting it ride.
I mean, honestly, if I put in $10 and it got to 70, I would have taken it out. Like,
see, I'm too dumb to do that. You know how you watched me gamble, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, to miss out on 1,000 though.
Yeah.
And getting out at 70, I couldn't have $70 sitting there and being like, well, fuck, I'm going to take that.
Yeah. The dinar scam. Oh, so search engine searches related to Trump and the dinar have shot up. According to Google Trends, returning hoax articles claiming Trump has bought millions of dollars worth of dinars. And they have a little tweet here from somebody named Betty J. Harris. Mr. President, I know you're a businessman above all else. You can balance the American budget and save an American generation if you will only stabilize the Iraqi dinar. They're tweeting at him. Yeah, it's so old people are so depressing, man.
I know. And they got all the extra money. They're just wasting it.
They don't have this money.
You're right.
That's true. This is because this is
stretching.
People like me. Because listen, if I had a retirement, right, and I worked and worked and worked, paycheck to paycheck, every fucking week, and then finally I'm at my retirement, and there's a big deposit in my bank. As I assume that's how it works. I don't really fucking know, but I would probably be willing to spend $10,000 at one time because I'm dumb.
Right.
And I just make bad decisions when I have a lot of money. But this, to me,
I think you're also probably have people that worked and worked and worked and didn't get their savings account started until they were 50 or 55 and only have $5,000 to $10,000, and it's like, this ain't. I'm not gonna retire on this. Like, I need to get money fast.
Oh yeah. Trump supporters like Katsios have also been drawn in by videos showing the prophecy of Kim Clement, a South African prophet whose fans believe predicted Trump's election. Before his death in 2016, Clement also often mentioned a dinar reevaluation. It was like, okay, well, God said the Iraqi dinar is going to revalue, Katsios told the Daily Beast.
God?
Yeah, God had a little bit to say.
Okay.
This other guy.
Okay.
Dinar-related threads on Twitter and YouTube fill up with Trump supporters asking the president to somehow force the revaluation. Mr. Trump, I really admire you. Please help us with this RV, wrote one Twitter user. Another asked Trump to increase the dinar's value to give us the financial tools we need to support your efforts. I feel for him. But it's also
it sounds like a good hack. It does make sense. Like I've seen people do Forex before. There was a guy I knew for a long time that had this computer thing that ran all day long, and he would just buy and trade currencies, and he made a few $100s a day doing it.
Yeah.
I could see how this makes sense. I could never see this happening in my fucking life.
I've seen people do really well with gambling too.
Sure.
I mean, that's another thing. I've seen people like fucking
make $100,000 a year.
Right. I have a friend who knows somebody that gambled a fucking way out there long shot on the Super Bowl and won like $100,000.
Oh, wow.
And was just like, went on took all his friends on, spent all the money right away.
Yeah, who
that's
cares?
What you do when you're
gonna die young.
In a video of one of Clement's prophecies about the dinar, a Trump supporter insisted in October that Trump was central to the whole plan. President Trump is key, the commenter wrote. Nobody thought he would win. He will trigger the Iraqi RV. So they've been at this before Trump.
Okay.
But now they're convinced that Trump has millions of them, and he's just going to do it. Which, I mean, here's the thing about Donald Trump. If he did have millions of them and he could revalue the Iraqi currency, he would do it. I just don't think he can. I don't think that's a power that the American president has. I don't know how everything works.
Seems wild.
But it doesn't. Jay Addison, an attorney who follows financial scams, watched for 6 years as dinar believers' hopes for a revaluation failed to materialize. After writing a 2012 blog post about why the dinar was a bad investment, Addison heard from dinar investors who insisted the RV was about to occur. It seems like they're all just like, the RV is gonna fucking happen, y'all. It's definitely gonna happen. So it's wild. It's not that the revaluation is totally impossible, according to Addison. It's that companies that sell dinars and dinar gurus vastly exaggerate the likelihood of a revaluation. They're basically told that it's a sure thing, 9 out of 10. Addison said, when it's actually 1 in 100 billion.
That's low.
Yeah, that's not good on.
Nothing.
You don't want to be that. Katsios, like buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah, get lottery.
Just do the lottery.
Yeah.
That's a better investment than the Iraqi dinar.
You'll get some money back at least.
The investors who call themselves dinarians gather on forums with names like Dinar Detective to dissect every news item for what, if anything, it can mean for their dinar. On another site, Dinar Vets would-be posters have to verify or dinarify themselves by posting a picture of their dinars to prove that they are really committed to the cause. Other fans post dinar unboxing videos on YouTube, filming themselves as they open envelopes filled with the dinars they hope will one day make them wealthy. On Facebook, some dinars groups are devoted to praying for the dinar revaluation to come soon. Like, I just...
Smart.
The thing that gets me in the mind, like, the thing... It's like you get in the mind of them, and, like, you can't tell them that it's not going to happen. Like, you can say it. You can say this is not going to happen.
That's never going to happen.
But they already gave the money.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
$10,000 is gone. So you might as well just be like, could happen sometime, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, if you're in a conversation with a dinar,
why give up hope?
Yeah. But the dinar-specific corners of the internet are also rife with manipulation. In October, the owners of a Georgia-based dinar reseller that made $600 million selling the dinar and other currencies were convicted of fraud for misleading investors about the dinar's chances to gain value. Their scheme, according to prosecutors, included paying off a dinar guru to tell his fans in chat rooms and conference call that he had high-level sources in American and Iraqi government and international financial institutions that were sure a reevaluation was imminent. Dinar holders had what one of the accused sellers described as like a cult-like devotion to their dinar guru's news, but according to prosecutors, those government sources were entirely fictitious. The most devoted dinar investors tend to become obsessed with the minute details of Iraqi politics, convincing themselves that a new director of the Iraqi Central Bank or a particular infrastructure program in Nineveh is all that stands between them and millions of dollars. And now these people are like reading Iraqi newspapers and trying to like figure out if they're saying they're hiding stuff.
Right.
We have to do something about... We just have to do something about this, like, conspiracy... The QAnon, the Mueller investigation, the dinars. Like, this is a virus, like, going through the boomer population. And, like, that we need to figure out, like, how to deal with this. Because it's becoming... all of our parents are going to live with us now because they're all invested in some fucking scam when they're about to die.
Right.
It's like, it just cuts across, like, and it's boomers. It cuts across, like, this wide swath of different kinds of people, and it's all different things, but it's all this, like, everything's a conspiracy. And like, there are people...
It's an ego, like, narcissist thing. It's just like, I know better than everybody else, and I figure this out, and I know what's really going on, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the QAnon people believe that JFK Jr. is still alive, and that he's going to come out tomorrow and start knocking everybody down. They think JFK Jr. is Q. That's their belief, is that the guy that died in the plane crash is Q.
Okay.
I just saw this the other day, and it's just
how many are there though? I've never met one.
I've never met one, but we don't run in those circles.
How do we get in those groups?
I mean, you can get into the QAnon groups on Twitter easily. You just,
follow
the same way we got in all of them,
Yeah.
Let's take a look at another thing here real quick that I think I thought you might be interested in. And this is from the BBC. Happened, it just recently happened. But this happened in India. An American man has been killed by an endangered tribe in India's Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Fishermen who took the man to North Sentinel Island say tribespeople shot him with arrows and left his body on the beach. He has been identified as John Allen Chow, a 27-year-old from Alabama. Contact with the endangered Andaman tribes living in isolation from the world is illegal because of the risk to them from outside disease. Estimates say the Sentinelese, who are totally cut off from civilization, number between 50 and 150. What? And they want to be left alone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
7 fishermen have been arrested for illegally ferrying the American to the islands, police said. Local media have reported that Chow may have wanted to meet the tribe to preach Christianity at them.
Oh my God. Well, that's the real world, right? That's not the... I mean, I don't know. That's,
Leave them a fucking alone!
It reminds me of, like, the North Korea thing where the guy went over there and was like, I'm going to steal some shit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you just get shot, dude. That guy, he got killed. Like, he got tortured and killed.
Oh, I know. I remember that. No, it's it's the same thing. It's like, if you're allowed to be over there, just be on your best behavior. That's all you got to do.
You got to follow their rules. They got to follow our rules when they come here.
Yeah. I hate rules. I would love to fight against them and break them and shit, but I also know when it's appropriate not to do that, especially when it's at the risk of danger. And if they tell you, don't fucking fuck with these people, don't fuck with them.
Yeah. They don't want you. They don't want your Christianity. They have their own fucking thing going, you arrogant fucker. You know?
Yeah.
And you get killed doing that. Good. I mean... I don't.
It's just so stupid.
The American, that's such an imperialist thing. A thing that happens when you live in an imperialist like country where you're just like, I need to go teach these people Christianity.
It's like a Christian throwback. Yeah. It's like people now like reliving experiences or trying to do vintage stuff.
And trying to do vintage Christianity. Yeah. Well, all the other countries have been...
We need to go turn a tribe into Christians. Save their souls with the blood of Christ.
I mean, it's illegal to take pictures of them. Because they just... You don't fuck with them, man.
Yeah, that's the rules, man. Leave them alone.
Well, I don't like laws, but, he was attacked by arrows, but he continued walking. The fishermen saw the tribals tying a rope around his neck and dragging his body. They were scared and fled, the report added. Chow's body was spotted on 20 November, according to the Hindustan Times. His remains have yet to be recovered. Damn. It's a difficult case for the police, says Mr. Bawamik. You can't even arrest the... Yeah, you don't fucking arrest them. They're saying, well, we can't arrest them for killing this guy. No shit. No. Don't arrest them. They didn't do anything fucking wrong.
Yeah.
I just almost said I hate Christians.
It's not all of them.
I know. It's just...
It's that awful strain.
Yeah. I don't bother people.
Right.
And they were saying this guy was like an explorer too. And it's like, go explore don't explore these people aren't your fucking toys. They're not a museum display.
Yeah.
They're people living a fucking life on an island that don't want to be bothered. Who cares? Just leave them the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Let them do their thing.
You'll be fine. There's so many other people you can go and bother.
Yeah, go bother somebody in another place that's used to you that you can't give a devastating disease to.
Right.
Because that's what they're saying. It's like, this motherfucker goes there and gives them some kind of weird fucking American disease. They're not going to do well.
Right.
And it also is probably dangerous for them. They probably got all kinds of stuff going on out there. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who fucking knows what's going on there?
Wow.
Last thing, I just want to... I don't know. I just like this idea of this guy.
Yell at that guy's dead body.
Yeah, well, fuck him.
Yeah, I know. It's a completely... Just don't mess... Just stupid idea.
Just real quick before we get out of here, I want to get a good news story in. And it's about... I'm not going to do the whole story or anything, but I wanted to just talk about how Somali workers in Minnesota forced Amazon to negotiate. Did you see that story this week?
I didn't read it.
Yeah. Soon after Hibak Muhammad emigrated to Minneapolis from Kenya, where she had been living as a refugee, in 2016 she got a job at a new Amazon warehouse near the city. At first she enjoyed packing boxes for the delivery to customers. But over time, she said Amazon required her and her co-workers to pack at a faster rate. At least 230 items an hour, up from 160. I don't know if that's a high number, but it sounds like one.
I mean, just trying to break that down into seconds, dude. I mean, that is like so much time.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so little time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 230 an hour?
Yeah. Ooh. 15 seconds or something.
Yeah, no. At a faster rate, at least. So Miss Muhammad, who is Muslim, and said that Amazon let her take paid breaks to pray as required by state law, but that her managers had told her that she still needed to keep pace. There's just pressure, Miss Muhammad 24 said. The people they don't fire worry one day they will be fired. Miss Muhammad and scores of East African colleagues, many of them, like her, born in Somalia, responded in an unusual way for Amazon workers. They organized to complain.
Damn, where was this?
This is in Minneapolis.
Okay.
Now tied together by a close cultural connection, empowered by a tight labor market, they appear to be the first known group in the United States to get Amazon management to negotiate. After modest protests over the summer, the workers have had 2 private meetings with management in recent months. Labor organizers and researchers said they were not aware of Amazon coming to the table previously in the United States amid pressure from workers, even for private discussion. Last week, Amazon offered some compromises at its facilities in the Minneapolis area. The company said it will require a general manager and a Somali-speaking manager to agree on any firings related to productivity rates, designate a manager to respond to individual complaints within 5 days, and meet with workers quarterly. Damn. By Saturday night, though, a group of about 40 workers had decided the compromises were insufficient, with a primary concern being the pace at which they were expected to work. They voted to stage a large protest and walk out on December 14th in the thick of the holiday season. Each community is a little different, and in each one we work to ensure our employees have a great experience, with the most important element being our direct connection to our employees, Amazon said in a statement. Get out of here. You don't have it. Ashley Robinson, a company spokeswoman, added that this is the part that will get you. Ashley Robinson, a company spokeswoman, added that the company did not see its work with the East African workers as a negotiation, but rather as a form of community engagement similar to his outreach efforts with veterans and lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered employees. So the meetings they organized.
Oh, yeah. They're like, we want all this stuff. And he's like, no, it was great. I was just meeting a little bit, talking about different cultures, how they can come together, how we can keep doing 230 boxes per hour.
The workers said that the formal meetings were the result of more than a year of organizing by the Awood Center, a nonprofit focused on helping East African workers. What a beautiful story, man. Like, they just... Listen, they got something out of Amazon. A place that is, increasingly weakened, I believe. Yeah. Like, I feel... They gave everybody raises to $15 an hour after Bernie Sanders fucking harassed them and other people did their thing. And they have proven that they will negotiate with employees. Yeah. Now, I don't care if they say it was like a cultural outreach thing. They met with those people. Enough people got together to knock whatever the productivity goals are to get them to a normal place. That is organizing.
Yeah, and you have so much power in that situation, because if you were to shut down the operations for 1 day, 2 days, just say a whole week, that would fuck up so many 2-day guaranteed deliveries and so many credits and pissed off screaming people. It would, you have so much power.
Yeah. Amazon has sought to squeeze more profit out of its operations as growth slows. Brian Olszewski, the company's finance chief, told investors in October that getting better efficiencies from operation was a corporate priority. So, So that's a good story, man. It proves that you can all get... It proves that... they had a community center that they could go meet at and stuff, but... if you can get your employees all in the same place and you can get to talking, anything is possible.
Yeah.
You get a specific goal and you get everybody in the same place and talk to them about it. I think that anything can happen. That opens up a world,
Well, there's a good guy. There's a buddy that's been of mine that's been emailing me pretty regularly. His name is Joel, but he said that he's in a union and he gets paid like $41 an hour to do electrician work. But he said even he was like all pissed because he has to do it every fucking week of the year. Like they get barely any time off. So he went in and just started talking to everybody about like, we need more time off so I can get a fucking vacation,
Yeah.
And because he said most of the time people are pretty satisfied with what they got, but there's still a glaring hole in the work conditions, and fuck, man, just got to get everybody in on it.
Yeah, if everybody's together, then they can make sure, like, if everybody is together and they're all coming for the same thing, like, this is one of those things we've talked about a bunch of times, and this is like what the IWW always recommends, is like, organize for a specific thing. Like, you don't have to make a union right away. Eventually you probably want some sort of collective thing, but it doesn't have to happen right away, and you can like sort of work your way to that, you know?
Yeah, but you can say we don't want to sign in and out for breaks. Or we're not going to sign our names on a piece of paper for breaks, you know? Or, you know, we need a fan in the kitchen.
And once you start once you start that, it becomes a thing that can happen more often. Once you win, then people will be like, "Oh, well, you know, this is fucked up. I don't like this. Go for the next thing."
Yeah.
Amazon's not going to let a union in there. But they can't stop the people from organizing for things inside that place. Absolutely. And it seems like I'm going to be honest, dude, it seems like Amazon can be bullied a lot easier than Walmart ever was, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. That's it.
That's the show. Thanks for listening. We appreciate the support. If you want to help us out, you can head over to patreon.com/streetfightradio. We got so much bonus content over there. We have bonus audio, third shows. Brian has guests on to talk extra bullshit. He just did one he's been telling me all about with Courtney Caldwell. She's been on the show before. We also have our digital zine that comes out every single month with writing and art. It comes out every like 6 weeks.
Every single sometime when it gets done.
Yeah. And then we also have the Undercover Business Tyrant show, which for just $5, same price as some people are just charging for only bonus shows on their Patreons. You get all that extra content, plus discounts on shirts and upcoming first announcements on shows, all that stuff. So head over to patreon.com/streetfightradio for that.
About to get a Shark Tank next week with Drew toothpaste. That's going to be something new and fun, right?
Yeah, that'll be good. We're going to have Drew toothpaste down here. He runs the website The Worst Thing for Sale, among other endeavors of his. But we're going to watch Shark Tank, jump into it. I'm excited. I want to switch it up.
We're looking at doing what will you do too? What would you do?
Yes, with John Quinones, which is one of my favorites.
As soon as I said it, he was like, "With John Quinones?"
Yeah, I love how fucking serious he is, man. He's such a fucking good journalist.
It's gonna get fun.
Thank you for tuning in, supporting what we do. Find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, not fucking Spotify because they suck. We're Street Fight Radio. Peace.